Hey, peacekeepers. I'll take that challenge. And I'm not picking on you guys. I did receive indirectly your video. I listened to it. Even though the challenge is noble, I get the pretense, I get the excitement uh, and the final, hey, prove yourself or, shit or get off the pot kind of idea. And the action through people, making pledges. So in order to fill a pool, that becomes your dangle of a carrot that you like to say to entice some sort of government official or bar union member or some minister of some sort to hand you the final evidence of a contract between the parliament and the people. I get it. In fact, it's something that the Freemen and Sovereign movement has been exclaiming and shouting for, well, ever since that I started down the many rabbit holes that I did. I'm going to give you the truth now. Is the truth worth the surrender of that pool? Let's find out. The short of it. Oh, actually, you know what? I'd like to say, give a mention that I have dealt with Mark at Peacekeepers. I find him to be admirable, and he is, seems to be honest and honorable in his what he's doing. He does believe what he's doing, to the extent of his own level of awareness of what law is. I don't find that he's trying to, steer people in the wrong direction for some sort of financial gain. I do believe that he has, his heart in the right place. And so this is not, again, attack with him or the group as such. They're trying their best to, um, you know, and remove the muck and mire to find the gold, if you will, to find out where it is that their rights begin and the system's rights end. So again, I just wanted to make that mention that I've dealt with other people in the Freeman movement, and they'll attack the person, which is the weakest mindset of all. They don't even debate the subject; they just attack the person. Mark was doing his best to debate what I was bringing to the table, subject to a video that I did a critique on. So now moving forward from this point on. So to be a little harsh at the very beginning, I'm going to give you the absolute truth. The the public offer that you're doing right now is a fool's errand. Okay? And the reason why, there never is, never was, or never will be a contract between the people and Parliament. It doesn't exist, nor does a trust. It doesn't exist. Okay? Everything's done by tacit agreement. Now, I'm going to develop that so that we can put this whole thing to rest and we don't have to keep on chasing our own tail and continue on this this journey of trying to find out what gives Parliament its power over the people. And I'm going to be curt in this, and that is, Parliament has no power over the people, never has, or never will. Okay. Essentially, this is the point that people have a confidence, not even a contract or even a trust, okay, but a confidence through operation of law through the monarchy, who holds the common law as a settlement, which then is the foundational rules for legal titles to exist. Okay? That is why the monarchy can do no wrong, because the common law is settled, the legal titles are settled in the people. So the only agreement that the people have is with the monarchy. Okay? Now, that is, you can prove that against, you can even bring in the Bible if you wish, or you can bring in Blackstone's commentaries, which distinguishes between, well, not so much the Bible, but absolute rights versus relative rights. And when I brought in the Bible, I'm bringing in the idea of the sense of dominion. So dominion is your absolute inherent right, which can never be given away. You could lose it if you become, do something against the law, not equity, but against the law. And you're only in the law when you are acting as a people, not as a citizen under Parliament. Okay, so there's a little segue into where this is going, where this is heading. The Bill of Rights is actually a contract between monarchy and Parliament, whereby monarchy holds the legal title in the interest of the people, to which then creates an equitable use for Parliament to administrate over, to thereby create legal titles to then make for purchase for its citizenry, which are generally, I'm just going to use employees. Okay, there's enfranchisements, there are quasi-trustees, they're beneficiaries. There's all these different statuses within, a little bit before or within government, but I'm not going to entertain all of those. We'll just call it employees. So there is no agreement, as I just mentioned, between Parliament and the people, because Parliament has an agreement between monarchy, and they hold a secondary interest to the right of use to the land, which is an equitable interest, whereby it is the trust instrument itself that separates a legal title from the equitable title, because a legal title has to be held in trust as the rest in order to create the capital foundations or the capital money annexed to the land itself or that land interest that the people hold, and to which then creates an equitable title whereby you can come in as a Cestui trust, which is the beneficiary, whereby you can be the executor over that equitable interest to have rights against the trustee only, not the legal title, because that's held in the people and the monarchy, like I just mentioned. Or you can come in under what the Parliament is administrating under, which is still under the trust, but they're administrating their rights as a proprietorship over the use of the land by being accountable for the waste they create while they have a leasehold on that territory, Canada, US, I don't care, Australia, England, it doesn't matter, those are all territories, and whereby the citizens are making an agreement through their actions, tacitly, because they're not being people, and exercising those duties and powers afforded to citizenry. That's it. And there's no contract between citizenry and Parliament either, or trust. It's all by tacit consent, because you're acting as a quasi-trustee. And here's another matter that we can entertain. If you were really acting as under Parliament, you could even come as a trustee and say, hey, where's my compensation? Because you don't own anything. You are assumed owner. You can only ever reach that level of assumed ownership under those legal titles presented through government, which is under a trust, which is then, as I've already mentioned, aforementioned, which is separated from your true rights, which is a legal title that is held in right as of the monarchy in confidence, acting as fidei commissarium, to which no one has a power over the people or each individual. It is you that have the power to effect the duties and powers of the monarchy as fidei commissarium over that. Okay? So that's why it's a fool's errand. That's the absolute truth. You're not going to ever get it. You can fill that pot until it's, $100 quadrillion. It's just, and plus you're still using monopoly money, borrowed money within the system anyway. So there you go. You see what you're doing? You're just using monopoly money to pay the rule givers of the game itself with their own money within the system. Okay, you get the point. The other point is better to say it this way, to get your head around this. Each person who's listening to this video, I'm assured, or I would assume, I can't say that everyone has sought employment or made an agreement to be employed. And through that agreement, they then are relegated to certain times. They have to show up for work. They'll have a title. That title has certain duties and powers. And if they act outside of the duties and powers, or they do not, based on the agreement, the hours they're supposed to work, don't fulfill those, well, what's going to happen? Of course, the employer is going to come down and say, hey, you're either fired or you better, shape up or ship out, as they say, or, you better, get your shit together, because if you don't, you're not going to be employed here any longer. That's the same thing you're doing between a citizen and Parliament. You're you're walking in as you would, and we're going to work a direct correlation with the employment idea. You're walking in with free will because you got free will to make the agreement in the first place to gain the employment. And then while you made that agreement, okay, you show up to work and you're getting a paycheck, you're getting the privileges, if you will. And while you're working there, you still have free will, but you decide that, hey, I don't want my employer to tell me what to do anymore and what time to show up and what are my duties and powers. I want to run everything the way I want to. And then the Parliament has to act through its own judiciary, which is the court system, in order to set your ass straight. Okay? We'll just call it a board, whatever, for lack of a better word, but that's all that's happening. So each time you act as a citizen, you're overreaching your free will rights by the very fact you've shown up to work, essentially. So there it is in a nutshell. I can go on and on, but that's what I do. That's why I do the English Law series. I don't edit anything. Yeah, there's mistakes in it. Yeah, do I mumble? Yeah, sure, there's that. But I do provide the link so that you can look at and go right to the matter at hand by reading the documents and so forth that I've attached to better comprehend who you are and what you are doing to affect what you may be calling tyrannical authority over you. But you're giving it to them. You're saying, bend my knee, and I give you that right to do what you wish, and then decide at the next point that, no, I don't. But you haven't done anything to affect your intent, which is that would be the interaction between you and the monarchy, not Parliament. Hope I made that clear. I hope that's settled now. And yeah, hey guys, I'm more than happy to take that pool of money, and I'll put it to good use as I'm working my way out of the system through law, whereby there's no argument. I'm not dealing with government because government has no how would they say, no dogs in the fight. They're not even part of my common law interest. They don't administrate over that. They have no. That's what the trust is there for. It separates my rights and my interests from those of Parliament and those of citizens. So yeah, I'll more than happy to take that pool because now that you know what is the truth, you can work towards it and help each other do the same by understanding what subject matter is, the constantial with your life and status, so that you're not commingling ideas that then get your ass thrown into a lower court and then you're banging your fist, where's your free will? Okay? You have always been measured against your own actions, and those actions have consequence to the agreement that you are proving you are making by what you're doing each and every day. God bless, and talking to you soon.